Hey everybody, this is PJ Riley from Lancaster Archery. Got a brand new sight we wanted to tell you about today. This is the Black Gold Pro FX 5-pin sight. Killer new sight out from Black Gold that's just got a ton of good quality features into it that bow hunters in particular you're really going to enjoy about this. Starting off, as we mentioned, it is a 5-pin sight and each one of these pins is micro adjustable. We'll show you how to do that in a second. But what I really like is if you can see inside here that each one of these pins is bladed. So those blades that you can see in there, that's better than just having a thin like wire coming out. That's the way a lot of pins used to be. Now with these blades though, those things are rock solid in there. So you can hit, brush, branches, a stick goes in here. It's not going to bend those pins because they are so solid. And the fiber is run in a little channel on the back side of that. So it's really protected, but yet they're still exposed to gather that light. So you can see there is a ton of fiber that Black Gold has incorporated into these sight. Of course, the more fiber that you have, the more light that it attracts, and then all that light is transmitted to the pin end here, which these things are super bright. You'll be able to see these in really low light conditions. You won't even need a light a lot of the time. So that's a great pin feature there that Black Gold has. Now, they have micro adjust, as we mentioned, for windage and elevation. So, as you can see your windage knob right here. What you're first going to do is you're going to unlock the windage compression screw, which is right here. This is what's putting the pressure on your windage. So we're just going to loosen that. So once that is loose, then you can watch, you just turn this knob. You can see the sight pin moving there left and right. And each one of these clicks is just a fine movement. I'm kind of cranking it just to demonstrate that you can see it moving. But you can really dial that in. Once you get it where you want it, then you're just going to come back and you're going to lock that down, and now nothing's going to move. So same thing for your elevation. You're going to see two knobs here. We're going to get to that in a second. This is your elevation knob, and your elevation compression screw is actually recessed in this little hole right here. So when you want to adjust elevation, just going to loosen in there, and then you can see the whole scope moves up and down. Once you get it set where you want, you just come back and lock that down. Now next, as we mentioned, there's a second knob down here. So this is actually what you're going to use to adjust each of your individual pins. And Black Gold has a pretty unique system here. I haven't seen this on another site, and it's pretty ingenious. So you're going to see here, I've got 5 Allen screws right there. They're matching each one of the 5 pins. So this is going to be my top pin, next one down, next one down, next one down, and the bottom pin. Now, on either side, you're going to see some more Allen screws. I've got 2 in this channel, and I've got 3 in this channel. And they're set at the same array. In other words, you have one up high, then the next one down, next one down, next one down, and then the bottom. So what I'm going to do, let's say I want to move my top pin, the green pin that's in there. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen this. These are what they call the engagement screws. So I want to loosen this until I can see a gap between this washer and the bracket that it's sitting against. So once I get it to where I know there's space, then I know that it's going to be engaged and my adjustment knob will work. So I loosen that, then I come inside and I go to the correspondent locking screw and I loosen that. Once that is loose, then when I come back to the pin adjustment knob right here, so watch that green pin in there. can see it is moving up as I turn. I'm going to turn the other way. It's going to come back down. So let's say I get it where I want it. I come back. I lock down my locking screw. And then I lock down the engagement screw. Don't over tighten this. You just want to have that brass washer snug against the rail. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that for each pin. Each individual pin, I move them one at a time, all using this same knob on the bottom here. So that's a great way to micro adjust each one of those pins rather than loosening it and trying to move it with your Allen key, which that's always difficult. This is a much better system there, and it's solid once you lock them down. Second and third axis. Second axis on this sight is kind of unique. Actually, what you're going to do is you're going to adjust the level. And how you do that is by loosening these two screws right here. So once it's loose, both of these screws, this bracket here, they sit in slotted holes. And so you can see I can move this back and forth. And that's what I'm going to move when I'm making my second axis adjustment. I'm just going to move that until my level is set. Then once I get my second axis set, I can lock these back down again. And now my second axis is set. Third axis. Right here I have a locking screw. I'm going to loosen that. And then of course your third axis makes this scope swing like a door. It's going to swing this way, forward and back. So I loosen the locking screw, I come over here to the back side, and this is my adjustment screw. And when I turn that, you're going to watch this scope head swing like a door. Did you see it move? Oh, yeah. So that's my third axis. Once I get it set, I come back to the locking screw, lock it into place. So a lot of adjustments there for a small, compact. This sight is really light, so it's not going to add a ton of weight to your bow. Incidentally, on the back here, you've got 3 mounting options for where you want it to sit on your bow, and then this is where you would mount a quiver if you're putting a sight-mounted quiver onto your bow. But you've got 3 holes there for mounting this on your bow, and they give you about 1 inch. The closest one in is going to put the sight 5 inches out. The farthest one's going to give you 6 inches out, which is a perfect distance for a hunting sight. You got this great green ring here that'll help you find your center when you're looking through your peep sight in low light situations, get everything centered up when you're taking aim. Awesome sight from Black Gold that hunters, we think bow hunters are really going to like this year. That is the Black Gold Pro FX sight. Incidentally, they do come in right hand and left hand. This, of course, is the right hand option. So if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like it, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to click that bell to get notifications whenever we put out new videos. And as always, if you have any questions, you can visit us at LancasterArchery.com.